Welcome to Club Doomiversity, where today we finna be learning about ancient Texas at UCLA. Bro, I love this. This taking me back to when we enrolled in Chris Chan's dating education course back in Sawdachu issue 9. Let's go. But first, I should give y'all the scoop on who Daniel Larson is, considering this my first Larson video. We have streamed him before, but this technically the first Club Doom Daniel Larson John, so here we go. Dirty singer-songwriter. He homeless for the most part, his only support system being an old family friend named Bob, but every time they get together, Daniel punches him. Yeah, Daniel got a tendency to freak out and get physically violent in public, so Bob just kind of helps from afar from now on. Daniel also believes he in a relationship with Grace Vanderwall, despite never meeting her IRL. The only correspondence he got with her in the form of several catfish accounts, all with underscores and periods in the handle, simultaneously competing for his attention. He has also gone on record to say he'd been in love with Grace Vanderwalt since she was a minor, and yes, it is just as creepy as it sounds. Matter of fact, you look deeper into Larson, it gets even worse, and he is currently in jail for the next 120 days on a $20,000 bond, because he'd been missing hella court dates. And somehow it all Bob's fault, because it's always Bob's fault.
Yeah, so apparently this is pretty much all Bob's fault. But it's because, don't tell him this, but it's because I haven't been going to my probation meetings because he won't give me my money to be able to get there.
Also worth noting, Daniel Larson probably got the most annoying and obnoxious trolls on the planet. I have never seen such an unflattering cast of clout-chasing Zoomers in my life, especially Clark. Clark be a lol cow in his own right. If you spending Thanksgiving and Christmas texting someone like Daniel Larson instead of spending time with your family, you got problems. That ain't my opinion, that's an objective fact. I may be coming off as a bit harsh, but like, I swear to God, Larson trolls always doing too much. They might get a chuckle out of me here and there, like when they offered him a free haircut, clipped off one large chunk of hair and then dipped, leaving him looking like a homeless Heihachi Mishima. But then always, without fail, every time, they will always follow up with some lame-ish. Like, they'll return to the scene, give Daniel this stupid, unfunny spiel like, oh, we left the clippers in the car, the vehicle got stolen, so now we have to go on a goose chase around Denver.
Wait! I seem to have stopped caring.
So when I heard a group of Larson trolls actually did a funny for once, I had to see it for myself. This is a rare archaeological discovery in its own right, from ancient Texas, no less. Yes, that's right, the trolls managed to convince Larson that he was enrolled in an online college course at UCLA, and unlike the last time he got tricked into thinking he in college, they didn't just have him wander around a football field annoying everyone for 30 minutes. Nah, this took some effort, some dedication. They had a lesson plan, a Zoom meeting, a PowerPoint presentation, 10 other quote-unquote students in attendance, and the whole time, Daniel just oblivious to everything. It's great.
Going to start class anyway here. Share the PowerPoint for all of you for this class. Here we go. All right. So everybody can see that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I can see it. I can see it.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that for now. I'm just going to take attendance real quick. When I say your name, please say that you are here.
God, he looked like one of them Furbies.
So, first student on my list, John Anus.
Yeah. What's up? It's pronounced anus.
Lecturer Cox. Isaac Bogard.
Here.
Hello.
Daniel Larson. Okay, I see Daniel raising his hand.
Oh no, they ain't even being subtle about it. I mean, this type of op you could only ever pull on Daniel Larson. He's a different level of gullible, and I'm quite sure his education don't go past the middle school level. Hell, I'm sure if it were anyone else, even other lolcows, it probably wouldn't work. The stupid names, the voices they doing, the teacher laughing a bit, almost breaking character, and it'd only get progressively more over the top as time goes on. Like, they start talking about ancient Texas, showing things on screen like the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee, which would be a Club Doom video in its own right, saying at the tomb of the ancient Texian pharaoh.
The ones that I want to focus on today are ancient Mesopotamia and ancient Texas, all right? Now, ancient Mesopotamia went back 3,500 years, okay? Ancient Texas goes back 3,000 years. Now, something that's much closer to home that happens to be in Texas is the Temple of Quintarius III. This is a pyramid that was constructed 2,500 years ago in Texas. Obviously, in this picture, it's being preserved due to archaeological efforts by scientists. But this is a great example of the Temple of Quintarius in Texas. I believe it's located 5 miles from El Paso currently. But yet again, this is ancient history of its time. All right. Now, the first king of ancient Texas, his name was Ashid Anfarad, and he was the first king. Now, that's important to remember because that will be on one of the quizzes that we have next week. All right? So if you need to, take a screenshot of my presentation.
Ashid, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Ashid for I don't know.
I think it was Ashid Fardad.
No, it's
teacher,
that's
is
not
that
true.
right or am I wrong?
No, I think you're right. It's like Ashuda.
Ashid Fardad, is that right?
No, it's like Ashida Faruda.
Ashid Anfardid.
Everyone stop yelling out,
Ashid
guys.
Fardid. Ashid
No,
Fardid.
the name is Ashid Anfarad. But yeah, so Ashid Anfarad was the first man inside of ancient Texas who actually established the royal family. All right. And he lived around Houstonia. And we're going to talk about Houstonia because ancient Houstonia was the foundation city of modern day Houston. Right. And I'm sure you've learned about this in school, or this is something that you learned about in maybe middle school, high school, depends on which course you were in. But yet he was the head monarch of the state of Texas, or the ancient city of Texas.
Ah, yes, very interesting. They do briefly mention the religion of ancient Texas, Stoicism. However, they don't go into too much detail about it. I guess that for a different chapter. Because Stoicism was a very important aspect of the ancient Texian lifestyle, where if you were a good little resident of Houstonia, in the afterlife you would be granted access to the astro world, utopia of the celestial planes.
Now let's move on. The major cities of ancient Texas, right? How many of you here have been to Houston before? You can say it out loud if you've been to Houston before. Has anybody been to Houston?
I went there once.
I've been to Houston.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, Houston is a great city. If you go very south, far south in Houston, if you look at the picture that I have on the slideshow, you'll actually still be able to visit the remnants of the ancient Houstonian walls, right? And then we take a look at Dallas, the old city, which is now named Dallas today in Texas, right? So Dallas is one of the older cities in Texas versus Houstonia. It's about 2,000 years before, it was built in 0 BC, and still there are not many remnants that are left in Texas right now. How many of you have been to Dallas before? I'm actually just curious. Has anybody been to Dallas?
I was there one time. Me and my mom, we went there.
Yeah, my dad was on the run from federal marshals, and he ended up in Dallas, I think. He forgot to pay child support, so he had to go. I think it was Dallas. I don't know.
All right. So first we have 3,000 years ago, we have ancient Texas, right? It had high economic power and stability. Their economy was very, very good in ancient Texas, right? Then we have an era where they were struggling and they were using stones as currency, right? I'm going to call on Mr. Larson here. This, you can just guess. You can guess as to what it was like. But what do you think it was like in Imperial Texas about 1,000 years ago? What do you think it was like?
Man, I want to say that it was very. I want to say people were using like. They went through a period where they were using like anything that they could find, like kind of like how when America was first created and we didn't have like paper coins or paper dollars or whatever, like we would be using gold. I believe that they were using stones, gold, silver. Mining was big back in the day as well.
You're speaking actual facts.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. That is exactly what it was like.
Hi, yeah, I read a little bit about ancient Texas, and I read somewhere, I just don't know if this is true, so maybe you can tell me or not, that a main source of income for many people there was prostitution. They had many brothels.
Yes, correct. That you were absolutely right in saying that. So in Imperial, Texas, about 1,000 years ago, there was a lot of brothels in Texas, right? So that was their biggest economy 1,000 years ago. I'm glad you brought that up.
You mean it still ain't like that? Yeah, they had their own form of the barter system back then. It was called the brothel system. Like, this is said to me, bro. You could tell they put thought into every student. Granted, not a lot of thought. All the characters just kind of boil down to offensive stereotypes. Like the guy sharing way too much information about his dad not paying child support.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know much about Texas. I just know there's a lot of Mexicans around there. But now I heard that, cause I heard this from this guy I used to break into cars with.
But hey, good to know Larson ain't the only one in the class who overshares his life story, because we do get a pretty interesting Bigfoot story out of Larson from his childhood, around the point when they start talking about the great giants of Texas. Not to be confused with the significantly less intimidating giants of New York. Yes, I took it there. Go Birds.
So we're now going to talk about the giants of Texas. Okay, so the giants of Texas. So these are actually real archaeological finds that I've actually worked on a site before where we've been digging up these bones and ancient dig sites, right? So 5,000 years ago in Texas at the time, there were giants that were roaming around, and we have archaeological evidence, real evidence to prove that giants were walking around. As you can see in these photos, they're digging up the bones, and they actually have a giant skeleton on display at the Houston Museum of Natural History, right? So we see a lot of giants back in the day in ancient Texas. They were not a part of the government of ancient Texas at the time, but we do still have archaeological records of them. I do have a question here. There is proof that there still may be a few giants in the United States. Has anybody ever seen a giant before?
This is kind of off subject a little bit, but to go along with the entire giantism theory and what other people were saying in the class, I believe in the Bigfoot. Kind of off subject, but I have actually seen one time camping a similar story. Well, I was camping when I was super young. I was like 8 years old, and all I really remember was I was like inside the tent, and I heard like a howl. And it wasn't like a bear or a wolf or anything, but something actually sat on my foot inside the tent. And I thought at that age it was a bear, but my family told me it was something a lot bigger, and possibly a Bigfoot that sat on top of my tent on my foot.
Wow. Was the tent destroyed? I imagine he's pretty big, isn't he?
The tent wasn't destroyed, but there was like a corner of the tent where it was dented in.
So either Daniel's family was equally stupid, or they just also liked messing with him at the time. Unfortunately, this would be the only class Daniel would attend at UCLA's history program, as he was later apprehended at the mall, as well as banned from the mall again, because he always getting banned from places. Like, he dangerously close to breaking Chris Chan's record.
So, what we're gonna do too is issue a trespass from this mall. It is for life, so you're not welcome back. We have all your information here. We're just gonna get a picture of you, and then after today, you're just not welcome back here.
Okay. All right, so as long as you stay away from the mall, you should be all good, okay, brother?
And it's for life?
For life,
yeah.
You got anything
Do you
on
know
you?
if
Like,
my phone broke by chance?
I don't think. No, we got everything here. Phone's right here. Your charges here.
Do you know if it like the screen broke or anything?
Nah, you good, bro. Nah, it should be good. Look. The phone. No, phone's right. No.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna.
Thanks for being cooperative, my man. I appreciate it. Okay?
Yeah, we had a couple conversations inside the mall.
It also worth mentioning, remember how I said previously in the video that Daniel's prone to violent outbursts in public?
Look at this crackhead. I can go right in your head. I never put hands on you, bitch.
Yeah, one of the major points of contention people got with Daniel Larson is that all magically goes away soon as the police show up. Soon as someone who could actually whoop his ass and get him in serious trouble pull up, he becomes the most cordial person in the room. Granted, he'll still argue with them on some petty-ish.
You get those warrants and everything taken care of, and then we'll see you out here again, okay?
Okay.
All right, brother.
I was aware of the warrants.
Okay.
I just been staying at a hotel on this end of town.
I got you.
And I am, because I'm like self-employed.
Okay.
I didn't have enough money to get to the court.
Gotcha.
And all of my paperwork and all of my stuff is at the hotel.
I got you. No worries. So the good thing about this is you're gonna get one of these warrants cleared up, okay?
Okay.
There's 2 other warrants that's in the system for you right now. So make sure once you get
Denver, right?
one of them is one is Denver, one is Jefferson. Once you get those cleared up, you ain't got nothing to worry about it. Just if you ever in the future was to get a ticket, at least call them to let them know that you won't be able to make it, and they can try to reschedule some stuff for you so you don't get the warrants.
That's what I was actually working on doing as well already. I saw you guys in there, and I was like, I don't know if, because I was told that like I can't leave the state of Colorado.
I got you.
I thought I was following the rules, so I was like, I am more than aware that you guys probably know about the warrant. But I didn't think that you guys could arrest me on the warrant.
some of the warrants are some of them are listed like, you know, either citywide or whatever, or statewide. The one that they wanted you on was a statewide, so anywhere in the state can pick you up on that one, which is why we can't charge you with the or take you in on the other 2. So that's why I'm just keeping you updated right now. When you get done with this one, make sure that you take care of the other 2, okay? Because I don't want you getting jammed up again.
But he nowhere near as belligerent as, say, you know, at a hotel when the manager kicking him out type beat.
I don't want the issues, and it's a red flag when Olive Golden knows about who you are, Daniel.
It's because I'm fucking famous.
I don't care. I don't care if you're famous.
So
they're calling our business saying that you're causing trouble, and right now you are causing my property trouble. So I need you to leave.
Okay, then I'll leave the fucking state of Colorado.
Bye. See you later. Are you serious right now?
Yes.
Why? That's why you're kicked out. Get out. I'm calling the police. Get out.
You guys are ridiculous. Like, just because I booked a motel room?
Don't break my stuff. Don't break my stuff. Get out, Daniel. Now. Get out. Don't come back. If you come back,
then I'll leave fucking Colorado.
Get out. Get out.
Then I'll leave fucking Colorado.
Get out of my property now.
Then I guess I'll violate fucking probation and leave Colorado.
Goodbye.
Because all this fucking town is reporting me.
Goodbye.
So now what's going to happen with his enrollment at Totally UCLA? No really, guys. Well, in a phone call with Clark, it revealed Daniel may have lost his place in the student government body as a result of his absence. And now that his rival has taken his title, he plans on implementing some controversial policies.
Don't worry, Daniel. I never give up. I knew what I had to do. Yeah, she is. And so is the whole UCLA thing, because the votes came in later that day, and you won. But then since you were nowhere to be seen, Chang took over. So you got to take your place back once you get out.
Well, yeah, and that's not good, because we already know his food stuff for UCLA for the government.
Yeah.
It's like, technically it should be a violation of the U.S.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, I don't know why he wants to put, like, ham dog, even though it is legal to eat dog in, like, China. I don't know why he's trying to get that in the U.S. now.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's an international student. Who knows if he's lying or not to the entire school just so he can run for student government.
But that'd be 120 days from now. I don't even think Larson will remember he was even quote-unquote enrolled at UCLA by the time he get out. We'll just have to wait and see. Until next time, this Club Doom signing out. Thank y'all for stopping by, and I will catch y'all the next time. Sweet nectar. Just want to let y'all know I have changed the membership tiers on Patreon, getting rid of the shoutouts because they were growing a bit cumbersome. We might do one last John for the Dobson video when that drops, but from now on, $5 membership tiers. Instead of shoutouts, y'all get early access to my music. So when I drop something like, I don't know, a new Evils chapter or like another Lolcow song parody, Roaring Thunder, y'all will be the first to know. I feel like not only will that cut less into my video and song making time, but it will also add more value to your membership tier. But again, I still might do one last one for the Dobson video, because that's still in the works. So I will catch y'all later, guys. See ya.